2025, 80% of Japanese banks are expected to use Ripple's XRP. I wanted to investigate this further to see if I could find the data to support this being accurate on my own, and this film is the result of all the research I did. Ripple, collaborating with Japanese banks, and XRP, the new system for the majority of Japanese banks, will be the main topics of discussion. So let's get started right away. As usual, the video is going to be filled with information. Please hit like on the video to show your gratitude if you learn anything from it. Consider subscribing and putting on the bell notification if you aren't already and you frequently return for content. Well, let's get started. I want to start by discussing SPI. All right. Therefore, Yoshitaka Katao and SPI had a significant influence in the creation of Ripple many years ago. Not only that, but SPI was among the first to use the XRP ledger. They made financial investments in Ripple. They are therefore among the larger banks that keep XRP in reserve, as well as one of the larger shareholders in the company. Ripple. The fact that SPI's XRP is worth more than their entire bank combined is intriguing, and I think it's humorous as well. However, this is where we begin. For those who do not know, SPI Holdings is a sizable financial conglomerate based in Japan that operates a wide range of businesses and has substantial assets. The entire assets of the corporation as of March 2024 were about 27.2 trillion Japanese yen, or $174 billion. Holy shit, it sounds like a lot of cash. Then you realize that's $174 billion. You understand what I mean, but it's still a lot. The company employs more than 5,000 people and has a sizable customer base of about 24 million users and customers. It works through 240 subsidiaries. Here is some further information about SVI and their size. As you can see. After that, I also wanted to learn more about the other major banks in Japan besides SVI. Are those banks indeed Ripple partners, and how much money do they have in them? When I inquired about the number of banks in Japan, I was given this list, which stated that there are 5 city banks in Japan, some of the largest as of May 2024, which provide banking services both overseas and in Japan. MUFG, Mizuho, Resonora, Satima Resonora, and Sumitomo are the 5 banks in question. Alright, so they are similar names, and this is Resono Bank. These are all Ripple partners, but I believe they are all owned by the same corporation, and that knowledge is right here. As a result, Mizuho Bank is among the several significant Japanese banks anticipated to implement Ripple's XRP by 2025. Here are a few more banks that are actually linked to XRP and Ripple. In this case, Resona, and Resono Bank collaborated with Ripple to create the MoneyTap payment service. However, they eventually joined MoneyTap, but later broke off their collaboration. Using Ripple's blockchain technology, MoneyTap was a mobile banking app. This bank was founded using Ripple, and despite any problems along the line, they remain a Ripple. If a partner wants to, they can use XRP and Ripple. In addition, he runs a Japanese bank called Saitama Resonora Bank, which, like other big banks, has worked with businesses that use Ripple's technology. Here are a few other partnerships or banks that they claim are also in Japan, although they are essentially nothing. Sumitomo Mosho Bank is another option. Additionally, there is interest in utilizing Ripple's XRP technology for international transactions. Therefore, those banks are indeed linked to Ripple. In addition, there are 100 regional banks with headquarters usually found in 47 Japanese prefectures and capital cities. These banks provide for the financial needs of local customers, which include businesses, individuals, and the government. In order to truly comprehend the sheer number of banks, I wanted to learn a little bit more. Additionally, additional information came up when I looked this up on Wikipedia. I'll check to see if I can't find that soon. I believe I pushed refresh on this and it completely messed up. Wait a moment. You're where? What's the number? Oh, here it is. It says, I'm directly in front of it. The Japanese banking system is quite stable, and the advantages of banks, liquidity, risk management, and the environment exceed the drawbacks. In Japan, there are roughly 200 banks. There are 200 Japanese banks, according to this. It's likely that the same bank has thousands of branches located around the country. However, 200 is the number we're using here. Now that I have a real figure, I could say, hey, is it possible to pair these 200 banks with businesses that Ripple already collaborates with in a few different contexts? Here is some further information. about the Japanese Post Bank that has joined the SBI Ripple Asia Bank Consortium, Sumitomo Matsuo Banking Corporation. Throughout addition, there is the Shinkin Central Bank, which serves as the main financial institution for both regional cooperative banks and Shinkin banks throughout Japan. Ripple is a provider of digital asset infrastructure. Thus, some linkages existed here. Additionally, Ripple is used by the three main banks, Project Pax, MUFG, and Mutsuo Bank. Here's just additional proof of what we've discussed, which I sort of went over with you. Additionally, Japanese banks including as Mutsuo C and Mutsuo are taking part in a test program that uses stablecoins and the SWIFT network for cross-border payments. In 2022, cross-border transfers totaled 182 trillion. However, the G20 has determined that changes are needed in four crucial areas: cost, speed, access, and transparency. The bank's collaborating with startups in digital asset infrastructure. It also mentions a little bit more about Project Pax. I was trying to figure out how and what Project Pax is involved in, but it appears that they have been experimenting with several technologies related to the XRP ledger, such as stablecoins and some of the SWIFT system, to determine what works best for Japanese banks. Brad Garlinghouse is also reciting the handshake for the Japan XRPL, correct? We are aware of the significance of these relationships for Ripple and Brad Garlinghouse. Then I discovered this as well. Using Ripple, 47 Japanese banks entered the commercial phase. This was in the year 2017. As a result, they have been working on this for a while. The banks are listed here as well, but I went one step farther. Therefore, I believe that Ripple controls about 40% of Trangolo. The precise number escapes me. It's 40%, I believe. Trangolo, however, uses XRP. Additionally, you may pull up Japan by going under Countries here in Trangolo's documents and then Trangolo Business. When I retrieved the Japan bank account, I saw that it listed supported banks. Thus, these are the Japanese banks that Trangolo supports. As you go through each of these one by one, you begin to see that 139 of Japan's 200 banks are linked to Trangolo through this system. Thus, these banks are able to use XRP. Although there is some overlap between the 47 banks on the old list and the new one, some banks that are not on Trangolo's list are included here. Thus, I discovered perhaps 15 to 16 banks that weren't on this list. This caused me to mentally raise the number to something like 152, 153. Additionally, so this cryptocurrency is Barbie released a list of Japanese digital wallet providers affiliated with Tranco, a Ripple partner. It states that a staggering 1,400,14532 banks in Japan are linked to XRP, but I was unable to do so. I believe she is referring to this list down below, but it ends on 570. Therefore, I was unable to locate the same information that Crypto Barbie was sharing. I looked for it. Therefore, please leave a comment if you know where I may find the complete list of 1,400 names. However, I did notice a few things when I looked at this. I saw that the bank's name was displayed with the words branch. There are, I believe, about 200 pre-established bank names.